Hello there and welcome to Thursday. Greetings and salutations. It is Sean G here on Global Irish Radio at the Irish Daily Crack. That's right, we're live friends from Ireland. This August the 7th, 2025. It's almost the weekend again, can you believe it? A short week for a lot of us. What would it been, the bank holiday weekend last Monday? So there you go, we're already thinking about another weekend. But anyway, that's how life works. Most folks around here are actually turning their attention to back to school. A lot of talk about that these days. And the shopping and the supplies and all of the expense that goes with it. And there's a lot of expense, but there you go. And the schools here in this country returning, I think, in the third week of August, if I'm not mistaken. In our day, it was a little bit later. We used to get right into September. And if you were lucky, depending on how the dates fell and the weekend, you might get as far as the 5th or the 2nd or 3rd, certainly, of September before having to deal with the teachers again. But anyway, there you go. And a lot of shopping going on sales, uniforms and supplies. Everybody stocking up, keeping up with the Joneses, don't you know? Why do they all need, as Trump said, why do they all need 30 pencils and pens and all that stuff? Could they not cut back a little bit on the expense? And I was reading a piece earlier in the week about the debt that a lot of parents go into at this time of the year because they're all the shopping and all the pressure to have the best of everything, I suppose, for the kids going back. A lot of pressure. Peer pressure, if you will. And parents face debt until March from back to school expenses, with many more having to dip into household savings to meet the costs. That's from a piece that was in the Irish Daily Star earlier in the week. And the reality of the cost of living crisis was revealed in a survey by Bernardo's. Now, Bernardo's is the family or the kids charity in this country. They do a lot of work in that field. And they found that 54% of parents are worried at the best of it. And one mom saying that she will not pay any electric bills, any of the utility bills in August because she digs into that money. She borrows as well. And there you go. So a lot of pressure being felt by families around the country as they prepare to send the youngsters, the kids of our nation, back to school. And they have so many demands these days. They want the best of everything. Well, that's what happens when you're the second richest in Europe. They want all these designer names. We never had those in our days. And expensive shoes, and there you go. It's all part and parcel, I suppose, of this season. So there you go. Seasons may come, seasons may go, but the kids have to go back to school, and they all want. They have a lot of demands. Let's face it. But sure, it's worth it to get them back to school now of the house, isn't it? Anyway, there you go. Back to school. That's what's happening in the very near future. Once you get into August, you don't feel the time passing by, and before you know it, you're back in the thick of it. The weather today. Well, they promised us a heat wave right on the heels of that storm at the weekend. Storm Flores has come, Storm Flores is gone, but no sign of that heat wave. We're supposed to have temperatures in the mid-20s today. Anyway, it's far from that today, I can tell you. It's cloudy, it's overcast. Every now and then we get a glimpse of the sun. It's about 16 degrees, and you get the sense that the rain, it's not far away, but it's never far away, so that's not a problem. And we might have to wait a wee bit longer for that promised heat wave. They are saying that we are in line, or that one is in the works, and that we will get warmer temperatures and a heat wave will hit us. Maybe it'll be an Indian summer just as the kids are going back to school. Isn't that how it always works? But anyway, there you go. It's not a bad old day, but it's not a great day, much like every other day. So that's the latest on that. Friends, we're live as we usually are. Global Irish Radio, the Irish Diaspora Station. We bring Irish radio programs from Ireland and Irish communities all around the world. We bring Ireland to you. And that's exactly what we do between the 3 to 4 o'clock hour here. And delving into some of the stories, the chitter chatter of the nation, the crack, the music, all of that fun stuff. studio@gir.ie if you ever want to reach out to us here. Looking at the papers today, it's quite enough Thursday, I have to tell you, in the country. One of the stories, or one of the front page stories in a lot of the papers today, is the story of the jogger that attacked. She was attacked, and her assailant was up in front of a judge yesterday, and he got 3 months for that attack. It was a random attack on a young girl that was out running. And, looking at the papers, it's depressing to see the amount of cases involving violence. And as I was saying, as I've said a couple of times now in the program this week, the amount, the sheer violence targeting women and children, the most vulnerable in our society. And we talked enough about them throughout the week. But the latest one, and the one that's on our front pages today, a non-binary barber who attacked a female jogger in a random attack last week has been jailed for 3 months. That's it, 3 months. Margaret was astonished as well. It was only 3 months He's a 35, non-binary. I don't know if I call him he or she, but a non-binary, 35 years old, a Syrian national, has a string of convictions under different identities. So this guy's got problems. He's got a lot of different identities. He's non-binary. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going, to be quite honest. And this latest, his last conviction, he got a suspended sentence, meaning he didn't do any time. When in fact, this guy should be put on a boat and shipped out. I mean, like, he's nothing but trouble. He's no fixed abode. And he's going around attacking people randomly. And it was a severe attack on that young girl. As you say, she was out running. She was knocked to the ground. She was beaten and belted and kicked, and all kinds of nasty stuff happened. And he goes up to court. And there's a picture of her. I say her, but there's a picture of him on the paper today. And he's given the finger. He's sitting in the back of a car and just with the middle finger. Anyone who knows sign language would know what that means. But anyway, that's the picture of him. If that's not asking for to be deported now, I don't know what is. But there you go. Why are all these troublemakers allowed to stick around? You'd have to wonder. It's fine if they're good boys and girls and they're contributing and they're behaving themselves. But when they start going down this path of, causing trouble and problems to others and innocent people, and like, there you go. Obviously, the kid has issues, but it's when they have a string of convictions or previous. When they have a record, I mean, it's crazy that 3 months is all they get for an attack like that. But there you go. It's one of many, many stories in the papers today. Similar kind of, it's all, every day we read the paper. I'm not sure what happened to us, but we've become a very violent, angry bunch of people. Is that what money does to people? They say money changes some people. But anyway, and looking, I see there was another story in there where 156 Gardaí have been assaulted this year. And then there's another case where a Garda, he's been remanded in custody for trying to stab a guard, randomly attacked a guard. We talked about that one on the programme a few weeks ago where he went up. It was a probationary officer that was just out and on the streets, and not a great way to start your career in law enforcement, to be the victim of a random attack, but that's exactly what it was. But and there's lots of other stories. Another story where a guy tried to stab his girlfriend. It's depressing reading, so let's just throw that paper away altogether. Had enough of that. And, the latest, by the way, we've been telling you about Gina Herty, who is the aid worker who's out there in Haiti. And the latest is that a ransom demand has been made by a criminal gang. The payoff was bought between, let's see here, it's unclear how much the demand is for, but it's believed that the kidnappers have been told that whatever it is anyway, it's not realistic. And Gina Herty, she comes from Westport, County Mayo here, not that far away from us. In fact, we can see the reek from where we're sitting at the minute. But anyway, Gina Herty has been abducted, and she was among 8 adults and a 3-year-old child who was kidnapped in the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince. And the humanitarian worker, she's the director of an orphanage out there doing good work. She knew the risks, and she knew that there was a danger of all this happening. But that's the life she chose. That's the path she chose. And it's kind of a rogue nation, so they don't really have a credible government out there. You don't really know who you can trust. And as I was saying on yesterday, typically in a situation like that, the Irish government and other governments too, where their citizens have been involved in a kidnapping, they will put together a diplomatic team, and then maybe a kind of a team from their defence forces to go out and secure the release. But with Haiti being the way it is, it's hard to know what direction things will take. But a ransom has been made, and we're being told that it's unrealistic. I heard that the leader of the gang that's involved in the kidnapping is a brutal guy and a former police chief or police officer from that country. But that's the latest on that. No further developments other than a ransom note has been given, and we will just have to wait and see what happens. So Gina Herty from a local story, a local angle to that story. We hope it all works out well for her. She's done 32 years of great work out there looking after the most vulnerable people, and that's her thanks. But anyway, we hope it all works out well in the end. Friends, we're live here on Global Irish Radio, and there are changes coming to the way that you board your Ryanair flights or the way you check in. And Ryanair, the biggest airline in Europe now, one of the most successful in the world, maybe, doing good things and continuously expanding and growing and changing the way that they do things, all at, I suppose, aimed at streamlining the process and streamlining the cost involved as well. So they are ditching the physical boarding pass, that boarding pass that you get when you check in. They want to be done with paper and all that nonsense very, very soon. They had planned on implementing this in May, just before the summer schedule, but they delayed it just to make sure everybody was ready and ensure, I suppose, a smoother transition. They're telling us that about 80% of their passengers already do the whole process digitally with the app already. But starting November the 3rd, it's official. It's going to happen. It's going to be app check-in only. That is to say, you'll do all the work yourself on the phone. You'll get your boarding pass, and there won't be the need for the same amount of people or check-in desks at Dublin airports or other airports. Although some countries still legally require that you have a physical boarding pass, and in those countries, I think Turkey is one of them, you'll still be required, obviously, to go the old-fashioned route. But Ryanair, they want to eliminate all those check-in desks and all the costs associated with manning those desks. By the way, if you don't embrace this new process, it will cost you. You'll still be able to maybe check in the old-fashioned way and get your boarding pass, but it's going to cost, and it costs you a lot, actually. I think something like $50 or $60 to get that boarding pass. So it would be you'd be well served if you're not familiar with app technology and smartphones to familiarise yourself, because it is the way of the future. Banking has gone that way already, and I heard there recently one of the banking chiefs in this country saying that there's a lot more job layoffs coming down the line as they streamline the number of branches that they have, and all of that banking stuff goes online through the app and stuff like that. So they want you to do the work yourself, and they can save money and they can increase their profits. Isn't that what's all about? The bottom line. But there you go. That's the latest from Ryanair. Be ready, November the 3rd. You will not be getting a printed boarding pass unless you pay through the nose for it. It's not that hard. Technology is so user-friendly these days that anybody can use it. That's the wonderful thing about the smartphone or the iPad. They cross their generation, they cross age. Anybody can use them, from a 5-year-old up to a 19-year-old. The technology is very, very user-friendly. So I imagine most people will be embracing that. And if you're a little bit older and you're a little bit unsure, probably get your grandchild to show you how to use it and how to do it. It's really easy to do, and you don't have to worry about losing the piece of paper or anything like that. It's all there on your smartphone, and it's actually much easier. And it's time we eliminated a lot of the paper and all the nonsense. We don't need it anymore. We live in a world that should be paperless. Save the trees. Save the trees. Save the planet. And if you want to plant a tree, treedeeds.com. We will do that for you. Sustainable gifts that don't end up in landfill. Treedeeds.com, since we're talking about a paperless society and saving our planet. Now, to matters a little bit different, and as you know, Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann, the world's largest festival of Irish music, is in full swing in Wexford. A lot of coverage of that everywhere you look, be it your social media feeds or in the papers. Ed Sheeran, a lot of people still talking about Ed Sheeran's performance when he showed up there. Made a surprise appearance. Well, it wasn't that much of a surprise, because thousands of people obviously got the word that he was coming, and they had congregated outside the pub where he was going to perform, and he did show up and he did perform in the pub, and there's a big session and sing-song, and he did a few songs outside as well. But anyway, it's all happening down in Wexford for the, as I say, Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann. And if you can't make it there in person, TG Cahir, the Irish language television station here in this country, will bring it to you, because for the next 4 nights there's going to be features from the Fleadh Cheoil. And there are 92 performers across 4 stages, and they're showcasing exceptional talent from Ireland and around the world. Places like the USA, Australia, Canada, Dubai, Italy, Scotland, Ukraine and beyond. They come from far and wide. They come from all over. And as you know, the Irish diaspora totals over 70 million people all around the globe. And many of those people have a great love for Irish music, heritage and culture, and a lot of it's enshrined. It's a rite of passage learning Irish music and dance for a lot of diaspora folks. So they've all descended on Wexford for the Fleadh Cheoil, and each night over the next 4 nights, TG Cahir, they're going to have the Fleadh TV Village in Wexford, and there'll be all kinds of electrifying performances there, from top traditional acts, rising stars, international guests, and freshly crowned competition winners. They will have snippets of it all, and it's starting tonight. It is our pick of the day in terms of what to watch on the old box tonight. Live tunes from the famed Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann, as I say, running all this week, and TG4 tapping into the action from tonight. You can catch it, pick up the day, as I say, 9:35 I think, on TG Cahir. Not to be missed. Now, From music to sport and auctions and stuff like that, because the number 7 shirt worn by George Best when he helped Manchester United to European Cup glory in 1968 is going up for auction with a guide price of £20,000. If you're a George Best fan, if you're a Man United fan, this might be of interest to you. Now, the shirts, they were simpler days. There's no advertising on the back or logos or sponsorship, anything like that. It's a simple kind of red shirt and the number 7, which is lucky, the lucky number 7. Is it any wonder that George Best was so successful wearing the number 7? But anyway, Best actually promised the shirt to a female fan after the 3-3 semi-final draw at Real Madrid, and that earned them, of course, a place in the final way back in those days. But the Belfast Star, and I wonder, it doesn't say what he had to get. As I say, he promised the shirt to a female fan. Doesn't say if he got anything in return for it, but he made good on the promise anyway. The Belfast Star had to smuggle it out of the team's hotel in a towel, so that the kit man, he was frugal, and he didn't like them stealing the jerseys or giving them away or anything like that. So he had to sneak it out, George Best that is, wrapped in a towel to give it to his adoring female fan. Now, the auction house says that the red number 7 shirt is synonymous with Best's skill and charisma and represents a link to one of football's greatest legends and one of the sport's most iconic moments. It's a relic from the golden era of football. So there you go. That is the shirt worn by George Best way, way back in 1968. That secured them in place in the final. The number 7, and it's going under the hammer for about £20,000. That's the starting bit. That's the guide price. Could go for a lot more. Well worth checking out online anyway. And as I say, steeped in history. She must have given it back, or she must be selling it. No word how it came to be going up for auction at this time. But anyway, and of course, George Best, well known and well loved, one of the great footballers of ever, maybe. Way up there with Messi and Maradona and the rest of them. But anyway, a great quote attributed to him. He said, we often talk about quotes at the end of the programme. We have one for you in the middle of the programme today, and it's something that's attributed to George Best, who is quoted as saying, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds and fast cars. The rest, well, I just squandered." And in 1976, believe it or not, he actually gave up women and he gave up alcohol. He later said it was the worst 20 minutes of his life. So there you go. George Best, that jersey steeped in history, if you want to get your hands on it. As I say, lovely red, the Man United colour, the Red Devils, the number 7, the day of my birthday. Maybe I should put a bid in. But anyway, that's up for grabs. Lots of people will be interested in that, no doubt, particularly the George Best fans and the Man United fans. Now, Hulk Hogan has finally been laid to rest as celebrities, wrestling stars and his ex-wife, but not his daughter, gave him a private send-off. That's right, Hulk Hogan, he's a few weeks now since he passed away following a heart attack at his home in Florida. And we talked about him on the programme a few times, including when there was a bit of a rift in terms of his wardrobe for his sending off, and some people wanted him in a black suit, a dress suit in the coffin, and other family members or other friends wanted him in his trademark Hulk Hogan spandex, the yellow and the red and stuff like that. Doesn't say, by the way, which outfit won out in the end, but anyway, it does tell us that he got an incredible send-off. So there you go, that's the Hulk Hogan. And dozens of mourners paid their final respects to the retired wrestler on Tuesday, including the likes of Dennis Rodman was there, and Kid Rock, another big MAGA supporter, and there was lots of other people there, and his ex-wife Linda, to whom he was married for 26 years, but his daughter, his oldest child, Brooke, she said on social media, Daddy was, she didn't go to the funeral basically, she went to the beach instead, and she said that's how she honoured him, by going into the water, and the waters that he loved so much. Not sure what's going on there. I believe they were estranged, but Terry was his real name, and he had his funeral at the church where he was baptised. He was only baptised in 2023, and pallbearers wore yellow flowers in what appeared to be a nod to his to the Hulk's yellow costume, right? So there you go, Hulk Hogan. Finally, he was cremated after all of that then. So only baptised, interesting, only baptised in 2023, or maybe rebaptised, I don't know. But he was cremated yesterday or the day before. A little bit of coverage on that in our papers today. Now, Here's something I bet you didn't know, or maybe you did know, but do you like the old French fries, or do you prefer the mashed potato or the baked potato? Well, turns out the French fry is the one best to avoid if you're at risk of diabetes. Yep. French fries raise the risk of diabetes, unlike baked or mashed potatoes, they're telling us in the paper today. A high intake of baked or boiled or mashed potatoes was not linked to a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, but people who ate fries at least 3 times a week had a 20% increased risk. So watch out for the fries. Take it easy. Get mashed potatoes or boiled potatoes, even better. And those who ate fries 5 times a week, if you eat them 5 times a week, at 20, and we here in Ireland love our potatoes. It's not unusual to have 2 or 3 different styles of potatoes with the one meal. But anyway, those who eat them 5 times a week had a 27% increased risk. That's what the study is telling us. So those old chips, whatever, maybe it's the oil or whatever it is, to be avoided. Cut back, have the boiled potatoes, the mashed, or Kilcannon as we used to call it here in this country. Some people call it champ as well. There are many names by which mashed potatoes go by in this country. But anyway, there you go. The chips, not the best in terms of if you're at risk for diabetes. Well, we always knew chips aren't that good for us anyway, but there you go. You have it. It's official. And here's an interesting story. We've often heard of late bloomers and late starters in love. And looking at this story, I don't know if it's a metaphor for something, but a gardener was left stunned after a rare plant that she bought 50 years ago finally bloomed. 50 years later. And now it's taken over the house. For 50 years, it didn't bloom. Then all of a sudden, it just started growing and growing like mad, and now it's taken over the house. And she's had the plant. It's amazing that she kept it for 50 years. She kept it in a conservatory, and she's moved house 3 times, bringing the plant with her each time. And she's now been rewarded because it's a stunningly rare flower and has grown to over 20 feet. It's going to take over her house now. So there you go. What do you do with something like that? It's interesting. An interesting story. It's an interesting plant. It's a rare old plant, and it took a long time to start. But once it got started, it's no stopping it at all. None whatsoever. GlobalIrishRadio.com or GIR.ie. Check us out online. Check out our Facebook feeds. All that nice stuff. Michael D. We told you as we ended the program yesterday that he had a very special guest stopping by, Orison Uachtaráin. And yesterday he praised the contribution of Princess Royal, Princess Anne, that's her name. She's 74 years old now, and she described her visit as a courtesy call. Well, she was in town, don't you know? She said we'll stop by and see Michael D before he's out the door in November. And if for those of you who don't know Princess Anne, she keeps a rather low profile, doesn't she? She seems to keep her nose clean, unlike some of the other royals. But she's the younger sister. Is she the younger sister of Prince Charles? She's a sister of the king anyway. And Mr. Higgins said it was a pleasure to renew my conversations with Her Royal Highness Princess Anne, and to recognise the significant contributions she's made over the years to the relationship between our two countries. And you know, she's big into the old horses as well too, and she's actually a former equestrian Olympian, so she can ride horses, that is. And they invited her along. She went along to the opening of the 150th Dublin Horse Show. We told you as well. That's taking place this week. Kicked off yesterday. And Princess Anne was on hand to go on over there. She got a private tour. Got to check out the horses up close and personal. She was heard to say to one of the horses, "Why the long face?" Just kidding. But there you go. She had a lovely day out in Dublin, both visiting our president, Michael D, and his lovely wife, Sabina. The pictures suggest there's a warm relationship between the two of them, and it was quite convivial. And they seem to be... She actually smiled as well. So she doesn't smile very often, but she's smiling in the picture next to Michael D, and that's a lovely thing. And then she went off to hang out with the horses at the Dublin Horse Show. So there you go. Friends, we're live, studio GIR.ie and GlobalIrishRadio.com. Lots to talk about on the programme today, and we'll touch on the top trending series news stories of the day as well. There's some music thrown in for good measure, so as always, if there's something you want to hear, well, don't be shy. Let us know, studio@GIR.ie. We're still working on getting the WhatsApp number up and running again. That is out of action for the moment, but studio@GIR.ie will get us. We're on Facebook and a lot of the other social media platforms as well. Let's get things up and running, get a little bit of music going for you. Michael English and the Tune Beat, and then we'll be back with a little bit more.
Singing the songs, singing the songs, singing the same old song. Hostile or sham, you're only spoofing. You're huffing and you're puffing and you're blowing the roof in. I've got the electric guitar with the pickup and the tremolo bar. I got the tune beat ghost, sugar, sugar, and the heart speaks. And how's your mother? Got the tune beat ghost, shimmy, shimmy, and the heart speaks. And how's your mammy? Singing the songs, singing the songs, singing the same old song. Man, are you white to Paddy Talby's plan? Boys and girls, they twist about, they have a bit of fun and they dance about. They got the tune beat goes, sugar, sugar, and the heart speaks. How's your mother? Got the tune beat goes, shimmy, shimmy, and the heart speaks. And how's your mammy? Singing the songs, singing the songs, singing the same old songs. Come on. 11 and off we go, down to Palace, not too slow. Heaven's all across the sky, but declare to God I must reply. The tinker, the Pavisham, fair play to the travelling man. His wheel broke, he settled down, he brings beauty to the town. He got the tune beat goes, sugar, sugar, and the heart speaks. How's your mother? Got the tune beat goes, shimmy, shimmy, and the heart speaks. And how's your mammy? Got the tune beat goes, sugar, sugar, and the heart speaks. And how's your mother? Got the tune beat goes, shimmy, shimmy, and the heart speaks. And how's your mammy? Got the tune beat goes, sugar, sugar, and the heart speaks. And how's your mother? Got the tune beat goes, shimmy, shimmy, and the heart speaks. And how's your mammy? Singing the song, singing the song, singing the same old, singing the song, singing the song, singing the same old songs. Yeah.
Listening to Sean G on Global Irish Radio.
Hello, all you Global Irish Radio listeners out there, wherever you may be. It's myself, Finbar, here in beautiful northern Colorado, inviting you along to the Raggle Taggle Celtic Folk Show, streaming here live every Monday and Friday evening at 10 p.m. Irish time, where you're guaranteed to hear some rare old recordings from the old country and beyond. And it's all here on globalirishradio.com, the home of the Raggle Taggle. Listen to the Raggle Taggle on Global Irish Radio.
Thank you very much, Finbar. Finbar's back, of course, Friday night with his latest instalment of the Raggle Taggle. Not to be missed, obviously, great old rare recordings and the like. Now, we're live, friends, on Global Irish Radio. This is the Irish Daily Crack. If you miss it live, you can always go to dailycrack.com. All previous episodes archived on there, and it repeats later on tonight as well. So there you go. It is Wednesday. What day is today? It is Thursday today. It's almost the weekend. And later on tonight, Jim Corbett's back with the Jim Corbett Irish Radio Show from Donegal, right here in Ireland. So check that one out. Tom is back as well later on tonight with Tom's Irish Radio Show. And we pick up an hour of the Crack Radio Show from the great city of Philadelphia in the US of A. The next edition of the Irish Ranter will come your way later this week, maybe Saturday. We were trying to reconcile or try to coordinate our schedules this week, but the Ranter is out of town and the time difference and all that. Still haven't got round to it. But some of the topics that are up for discussion in the next Ranter include the Irish presidential election and the candidates, the Fleadh Cheoil na hÉireann, which is going on at the moment, The ranter wants to talk about that. Not sure why he's ranting about that, but he also wants to rant about the unpaid GAA superstars, the likes of David Clifford and lots of other great superstars that do so much for the game, but are, well, it's an amateur sport, so they're unpaid. He wants to have a bit of a chin wag about that. He also wants to talk about the rail line from Claremorris to Sligo, which doesn't exist or is certainly not active, and the Dublin Metro. A lot of talk about the Dublin Metro. It's part of the Capital Infrastructure Plan, the National Development Plan that was released, and there's talk about developing a Dublin Metro. A lot of people are weighing in on that. Some people, including Michael O'Leary, saying we don't need that. We are well served by buses and the like. And then of course, these. I was listening to somebody there on The Last Word the other night saying, with the way things are going and autonomous vehicles, that they'll, in about 15 years' time or 20 years' time, it'll be all autonomous vehicles, and there'll be less cars on the road, and there'll be, I suppose, higher occupancy on the vehicles that are on the road, so stuff like that. But anyway, there you go. It remains to be seen what happens, but we'll be talking about it, as I say, on the Irish Ranter. Probably dropping maybe Saturday night. We'll have to wait and see. Keep an eye on it. And for all of your favourite podcasts and the most popular podcasts here in Ireland, you can go to irishpodcasts.com. We'll link you to all of the most listened to podcasts. There's a top 10 countdown as well, so check that one out. The latest on since I mentioned the presidential election and the candidates that are vying to be the next president, well, Conor McGregor isn't giving up on his, he's hoping that he'll still get on the ballot. Former MMA fighter Conor McGregor's online petition seems to be gaining serious attention. He's got over 13,000 signatures to date. The challenge for him, of course, is to get on the ballot, and two ways in which to do that, as we've mentioned many times in the programme: 4 local authorities to support him, or 20 TDs. And since they all have party affiliation, it's very hard to get on it that way. So he has started a petition, and he is McGregor, of course, he lost his appeal last week in the infamous Nikita Han case. He launched a petition on Monday evening, so he's already got 13,000 signatures, and he's calling it "Let the People Decide," a petition to ensure that Conor McGregor is on the ballot. And the 37-year-old is hoping to run for president of Ireland in the upcoming election, which is expected to take place in November. Well, it should be taking place, actually, I expect, in October, given that the person needs to kind of be in place by November. It's the 11th hour, but in order to run for office, as you say, candidates must be an Irish citizen, and they must be over 35, but they must have the at least 20 members of the Oireachtas, TDs or senators, and 4 local authorities, and that seems to be the stumbling block for our friend Conor. The Crumlin native launched his online petition on Monday in a bid to change the nomination process, claiming that the current system inadvertently restricts the direct voice of the Irish electorate. And he might well have a point there. I mean, they have that the establishment, the sitting politicians, they have it ring-fenced so that it really is only accessible to politicians or somebody within the system already. So in the sense that an ordinary average person, an outsider, an Irish person could run for the President of Ireland is simply virtually impossible the way the system is set up, because obviously getting the support of 20 TDs or Oireachtas members, they're only going to support their party nominee, and the local authorities, they too, they're controlled by political parties. So it's virtually impossible for a Joe Soap to get onto the ballot, and that's what Conor is looking into. That's what this petition is all about: changing the way that the nomination process or the way the system is. And it's always hard. Change is hard, particularly when it's a system you're trying to change. It's like trying to turn around an ocean liner. But that's the latest on the presidential election. The two main parties are not the two main parties. Well, yeah, the two main parties in terms of the main opposition party, Sinn Féin, have yet to give us a candidate or announce a candidate, and also Fianna Fáil have yet to put forward or to officially nominate a candidate. So, very, very close to the election, 2 months out, and we're still waiting on those candidates. We have a Fine Gael candidate, Mairead McGuinness, and the party or the candidate of the left-wing parties, Catherine Connolly. Only 2 official candidates in the race at this time so far. But that's the latest on that. RTE, they're still looking to fill the spot vacated by Joe Duffy when he left Liveline. It's remarkable that it must be nearly 6 months ago since Joe said he was going to go and hang up his microphone. And still, they've been trying out a lot of different people. There's a lot of talk and hype about it. And the latest figures, the ratings for RTE are in. And it seems that the Liveline programme has shed about 8,000 listeners, probably because people that are tuning out because Joe isn't there. But that's not unusual. The figures, they change from period to period, and they bounce around the place. But it's remarkable that with 6 months and they're still nowhere near it. Well, I'm sure they're closer to announcing who will continue the Liveline programme. But it's taken a long time. In terms of the latest ratings for RTE, Brendan O'Connor has to be the big winner. He does a weekend show on Saturday and Sunday, Current Affairs, and a magazine style program, and his listenership is over 400,000 on both days, which is quite an accomplishment on the weekend radio. What else can we tell you? RTE Radio 1 remains the most popular station in Ireland, reaching 1.4 million listeners every week, an increase of 25,000 since last, and it is the first choice for adults aged 35 to 54 nationwide with a share of 14%. So RTE Radio 1, that is, doing really, really well. The stations have all adults audience share of about 29%, the highest in the country. And Radio na Gaeltacht, or Radio na Gaeltacht, however you pronounce it, has increased its weekly reach to over 100,000 listeners. And Marty in the Morning, Marty Whelan, he gets about 75,000 people, so not doing too bad there on Lyric FM. But RTE Radio 1 going strong. Virtually most of the programmes have added listeners. A few of them have shed listeners. Morning Ireland remains the most listened to programme in the country. Weekdays, Current Affairs programme, 7 to 9. As we say, the Brendan O'Connor show is doing big things at the weekend. Both days now, Saturday and Sunday, getting over 400,000 listeners. And then my pal, Oliver Callan, on weekdays, 9 to 10 a.m. The third most listened to radio show in the country, and he's holding on to a large share of listeners there as well into 300,000s. So that's the latest figures across the ratings for RTE. It is good news all around for most of the programmes. As we say, one or two of them have shed listeners, including the Liveline programme. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm sure they'll be pretty pleased with those latest figures. Friends, let's go back to the music. Then we'll come back and take a look at some of the top trending serious news stories of the day here in Ireland this Thursday.
Don't give up till it's over. Don't quit if you can. The weight upon your shoulder will make you a stronger man. Grasp your nettle tightly, although it will burn. Treat your failures lightly, your luck is bound to turn. Don't give up till it's over. Don't quit if you can. The weight upon your shoulder will make you a stronger man. Look at the autumn flowers, how they wither and fade. With nature's hidden powers, next year they'll be remade. Don't give up till it's over. Don't quit if you can. The weight upon your shoulder will make you a stronger man. Watch the full moon rising like a ghost of the sun. The dawn will be most surprising when a new day has begun. Don't give up till it's over. Don't quit if you can. The weight upon your shoulder will make you a stronger man. Don't give up till it's over. Don't quit if you can.
Nice tune there from Rose Clancy and Brendan Dolan. That was called The Glenties. And before that, you heard from Celtic Brothers and Don't Give Up Till It's Over. You're listening to the Irish Daily Crack right here on Global Irish Radio.
Global Irish Radio is excited to partner with 950 WROL AM, the Spirit of Boston, to bring you portions of the Irish Hit Parade, providing the soundtrack to your weekend. Join Paul Sullivan on Saturdays 3 to 7 p.m. Irish time and famous Seamus Mulligan on Sundays 7 to 10 p.m. for a feast of Irish music. Streaming live from Boston right here on globalirishradio.com.
That's right, friends. Streaming live right here at the weekends, not to be missed. Now, some of the top trending series stories of the day here in Ireland, and a murder investigation has been launched after the death of a man in Carrick-on-Suir, County Tipperary, earlier this week. Emergency services were alerted at around 3:30 a.m. on Monday after Ian Walsh was found unresponsive at the property in the Ravenswood estate. He was pronounced dead at the scene a short time later. What else have we got for you? Well, almost 500 potential victims of modern human trafficking were identified in Northern Ireland over the last year. That's what a new report has found. That's a lot of people involved in human trafficking. Human trafficking is a big problem these days, and certainly seems to be the case closer to home here in Northern Ireland as well. Now, the Consumer Watchdog has said there is no evidence of price gouging in the grocery sector. A lot of people might disagree when they look at their shopping basket and see the paltry small amount of ingredients they have that cost them a lot of money. The price of butter has gone through the roof as well. It's gone up by about €1 in the last short period of time. The Competition and Consumer Protection Commission said it conducted fresh analysis of food prices due to widespread commentary on the cost of living. So it's not just you, friends. If you're noticing the increased prices, everybody feels the same way. However, the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission found that the price increases are generally below the European average, and it sees no evidence for any in-depth study of the grocery sector. Food price increases have generally remained below the European average, which coincides with increasing competition in Ireland, it said. So there you go. That's the latest on that. According to the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, there is no price gouging. It's all down to natural forces, I suppose. And the Flacciole, you can watch it on the telly tonight. You can go there in person like Ed Sheeran did, or you can we got a story on the Flacciole. That's what I'm trying to say. Flacciole goers, they're attempting to break a world record today. Again, they want to get into the Guinness Book of Records. This afternoon, more than 1,500 people are there to try and play 3 polkas in unison. Don't know if it's possible, but they're going to try it. 1,500 people, as we say. Organisers of Flacciole here and are trying to break another world record at the festival by assembling the largest Ceilidh band ever. That's a lot of Ceilidh music. 1,500 people have registered for the event so far, and the number to beat is 386. So it looks like they're in good shape. I feel sorry for the people who come after them and try to break that record, because 1,500 is a far cry from the previous record of 386. So they'll secure their position in the Guinness Book of Records. We wish them well. Watch out for that. No doubt there'll be lots of coverage of that on the telly and on your social media feeds as well. The Flacciole trying to break the world record, the Guinness World Record for the biggest Ceilidh ever. Those, friends, are some of the top trending serious news stories of the day right here in Ireland.
Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she has taken to the sup. Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she would never give it up. But it's off each morning to the pub, and then she's in for another little drop. For the heart of the round is Dicey Riley.
Oh, she walks along Fitzgibbon Street with an independent air. Then it's down by Summerhill, at her the people stare. She says it's nearly 1:30, it's time I had another little one. For the heart of the round is Dicey Riley.
Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she has taken to the sup. Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she will never give it up. But it's off each morning to the pub, and then she's in for another little drop. For the heart of the round is Dicey Riley.
Long years ago when them were men and fancied Mayo belong, our lovely Becky Cooper, our Maggie's Mary Wong. One woman put them all to shame, just one was worth Dicey Riley.
Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she has taken to the sup. Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she will never give it up. For it's off each morning to the pub, and then she's in for another little drop for the heart of the roundest Dicey Riley.
She owns a little sweet shop at the corner of her street. It's every evening after school I go to wash her feet, but she leaves me there to mind the shop while she goes out for another little drop for the heart of the roundest Dicey Riley.
Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she has taken to the sup. Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she will never give it up. For it's off each morning to the pub, and then she's in for another little drop for the heart of the roundest Dicey Riley.
But time went catching up on her like many a pretty whore, and it's after you along the street before you're out the door. Their looks all fade and the balance wave, but out of all that great brigade still the heart of the roundest Dicey Riley.
Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she has taken to the sup. Oh, poor old Dicey Riley, she will never give it up. For it's off each morning to the pub, and then she's in for another little drop for the heart of the roundest Dicey Riley.
Good deeds are great things, and a single good deed can grow into a forest of kindness. At treedeeds.com, you can dedicate a tree in someone's honour and make a lasting impact on the planet. Each tree is deeded and comes with a personalised certificate, perfect for birthdays, holidays, memorials, or just because. Celebrate life, give back to nature, and leave a legacy that grows. Visit treedeeds.com today. That's treedeeds.com. Rooted in Ireland, gifted worldwide.
Never meaning what they say now, never saying what they mean. Oh, while the while away the hours in their ivory towers, till they've covered them with flowers in the back of a black limousine. La-di-da-da-di-da-da, la-di-da-da-di-da-da-dee. Think about you and me and the games people play now. Though we make one another cry, break our hearts and then we say goodbye. Cross our hearts and we'll hope to die. Say the other one's to blame, but neither one will ever give in. Though we gaze on and make again, think about the things that might have been. Ooh, and it's a dirty rotten shame. La-di-da-da-di-da-da-da, la-di-da-da-di-da-da-dee. Think about you and the games people play. Whoa, 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 come on now, let's go. People walking up to you, yeah, singing glory, hallelujah, and they try to suck it to you in the name of the Lord. They're gonna teach you how to live today, read your horoscope and cheat your faith, and furthermore to hell with hate. Come on, get on board. La-di-da-da-di-da-da-da, la-di-da-da-di-da-da-dee. Think about you and me and the games people play. Look around and tell me what you see.
just remembered who I am. Cause you're giving up your sanity, all your pride and your vanity. Turn your back on humanity, and you don't give a talking about you and me and the games people play.
There you go, it's the music of Joe Dolan getting us ever closer to the finishing line this Thursday with the games people play. Before that, we had the Dublin City Ramblers, poor old Dicey Riley. Hope you're well this Thursday. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend, and quite enough Thursday here in Ireland, but lots of exciting stuff. And of course, the flacule continuing down in the sunny southeast of the country. You can catch up on that on the telly tonight, 9:35 on TG Cahir. Formerly the station formerly known as T na G. TG Cahir, they rebranded 10 or 20 years ago apparently. You've been listening to the Irish Daily Crack with me, Sean G, here most days 3 to 4 on Global Irish Radio, or anytime at thedailycrack.com. We must bring you our quote of the day today, and it comes from my favourite actor, my favourite director, and I stumbled across the quote today. Clint Eastwood I'm talking about. All of his movies. You know how you have one actor that no matter what they star in, the movie's going to be good. Liam Neeson is another one as well. Usually all of his movies are very, very good. And his current one is doing big things and getting good reviews here in this country and farther afield. And of course it's started the rumour mill. Lots of talk about him and Pamela Anderson, his co-star in the reboot of The Naked Gun. If you haven't seen it, go along, check it out. It's full of laughs. But anyway, back to Clint Eastwood and today's quote of the day. Clint says, and wisely says, we boil at different degrees. Ain't that the truth, friends? Some of us have shorter fuses than others, let's put it that way. We boil at different degrees, so says Clint Eastwood. Must be well into his 90s now, is he? Stay tuned to Global Irish Radio throughout the afternoon. Great programs coming your way, great music, and of course check us out online at globalarishradio.com or gir.ie. Thanks for your company since 3 this afternoon. Meet back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks to Margaret helping out in the background as always, and have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll leave you with a little bit of pop music. Shane Phelan and When I Met You.
Starts off with a heartbeat, and then it hits you like a drum. You're deep down in a feeling, but it's only just begun. You're looking up at the ceiling, wonder why you can't get to sleep. 'Cause you're deeper in that feeling, a feeling that nothing's ever gonna beat. And I'll never ever know how I ever did without you. Whoa, whoa. Some things in life you can't forget, you know. I can't find the words, I can't begin to tell you where or when or how. All I know now is that all my dreams came true when I met you. Takes your breath away. Yeah, you can't even stop it. Baby, some things are meant to be that way. And I'll never ever know how I ever did without you. Oh, oh, oh. Some things in life you can't forget, you know. Oh, I can't find the words, I can't begin begin to tell you where or when or how. All that I know now is that all my dreams came true when I met you. Ooh, when I met you. Ooh, held my hand, got me through. You took the old and made it new. I got it all as long as I got you. I got you. Some things in life you can't forget, you know. I can't find the words, I can't begin. Some things in life you can't forget, you know.